At the center of this refined little world was the Marchand family. Henry Marchand wasn't just any artist. He was French-born, a sculptor who had studied under Rodin himself. By the time he landed in Buffalo in 1925, he had carved out a reputation as a master of dioramas and wax modeling. It was a prestigious project, and Henry was its star. Wherever Henry went, his wife, Clotilde, was close behind. Petite, graceful, and once a painter herself, she had set aside her art to raise their 5 children and support her husband's career, as was expected of women at the time. She was respected and admired in Buffalo society, the kind of woman whose presence seemed to soften a room. By 1930, the Marchands were practically woven into the city's cultural fabric. Henry, Clotilde, 2 of their sons, and 1 daughter all worked at the museum. From the outside, it looked like a picture-perfect family story. But if you've been listening long enough, you already know. Storybook endings rarely hold. Behind the polished glass of those museum dioramas and the Marchands' refined life, cracks were beginning to form. Henry's artistic collaborations had led him into close contact with members of the Seneca Nation, whose history and traditions he was trying to capture in his work. One of those collaborators was a striking young Seneca woman named Lila Jimerson, a striking woman in her 30s who became one of his models. Professional relationships can blur into something else all too easily. And in Henry's case, they did. Clotilde had no way of knowing it then, but her husband's hidden affairs and the tangled relationships they created would soon reach straight into her home. And eventually, they'd claim her life. Now, Henry would later testify with a straight face that it was a, quote, professional necessity to sleep with his Native American models, because apparently, according to him, the only way to get an authentic nude pose was to make love to them first. He was 53, she was 36. And I don't know about you, but artistic integrity sounds a lot like cheating husband in disguise. But Lila was more than just a model with a complicated relationship to Henry. She was also deeply fascinated with the occult. She found her way into seances, spiritualism, and most importantly, the Ouija board. And she wasn't dabbling for fun. She fully believed.